Facebook is a great way to share your content with your fans and audience, and you can do it organically. But when you team up great content with paid advertising on Facebook, you unlock a huge amount of potential. In this video, you'll learn all about the advertising options that are available to you on the platform. First, we recommend that you set up a business manager account by visiting www.business.facebook.com and go through the registration process. You'll be able to claim any existing Facebook advertising accounts or any pages later on. You can sign up with your existing Facebook profile or create a new Facebook profile if you don't already have one. Business Manager is a good tool to keep track of your spending, reach, and also a great way to manage multiple pages and ad accounts from one destination. It also means you can get access to help for your adverts from Facebook advertising experts. Once you've signed in and got access to the home screen, you can claim any pages and advert accounts that you already own by clicking here. You can also add admin accounts and advertiser roles to different friends or colleagues. If you need to create a new page or advert account, you can also do so by clicking Add New. To start a campaign, click on the advert account from which you want to run your adverts. The next screen will display any current or complete campaigns that you have run through this account. To start a fresh campaign, click on Create Campaign. You will then be presented with a variety of advertising types split down into goals: awareness, consideration, and conversion. Each advert type is optimized by Facebook to maximize the potential of an advert depending on its goal. The good news is, the majority of Facebook adverts work in the same way in terms of budget and targeting. All that changes is the goal and creative. So let's run through the setup of an advert. One of the more popular and simple advert types, and a great place to start, is taken from the consideration column, and that ad type is send people to your website. Name your campaign something that will set it apart from any others that you run in the future. We're going to call this one MoreNiche Affiliate Training Clicks. Click Continue once you've selected an appropriate name. Next, you have to target your advert. This is a very important part of Facebook advertising. There are more than 1 billion people active on Facebook, and not all of them want to buy what you're selling. So targeting your content or offer to the right people is absolutely essential. First, enter the locations in which you want to reach your target audience. It would be useful to refer to Google Analytics and see where your sales are coming from, as there could be some surprises in there that you wouldn't think to include. For the purpose of this video, we will select the UK, the United States, and Canada. Next, you need to narrow down the age of your audience. Maybe you're selling bodybuilding products. Not many people over the age of 65 are likely to be buying bodybuilding supplements, so adjust the age accordingly. Next, choose the gender that you want to target, or you can keep it fairly broad if you want to do some testing. You can then choose the language you want to target. It makes sense to target the language that matches your content or offer. You can then move on to detailed targeting. As we are advertising affiliate training in this video, we will be targeting people with an interest in affiliate marketing. You'll be surprised at how many options are available surrounding your niche. This is why research is important. You must find the right interest to target. You can also exclude people with certain interests from your audience, or narrow it like we have done here. In the interest of testing, we would suggest an audience size of 200,000 to maybe 1.2 million, but this can be adjusted later after testing. The audience definition bar will give you an overview of how well your advert is targeted. Most of the time, you'll want it somewhere in the green bar. You can also run multiple copies of ads to different audiences to test their effectiveness. You can do this within the same campaign, but by adding another ad set later on. Don't worry, we'll take a look at that in a while. In the Connections drop-down, you can add connection types such as people who like your page, friends of people who like your page, as well as excluding people who already like your page. so you don't have to waste money advertising to people who are already interacting with your content. Next, you can choose your advertising placements, including placing an advert on Instagram. We would suggest playing around with combinations until you find one that works for you and your campaigns. You can also target specific devices. Again, do some testing here and you'll find a combination that works for you. Next, we come to setting a budget and schedule. You can either choose a daily maximum spend or a total spend on your ads. Sometimes it's good to select the lifetime budget in case you forget about your adverts. The calendar and clock functions are very easy to set and understand. Next, we come to the optimization for ad delivery. It's probably best to let Facebook optimize the bid amount and goal, but you can experiment with this and find what works for you. You can also run your adverts on a schedule if you so choose. This is more sensible for limited time offers and only works on adverts using the lifetime budget option. Again, trial and error, try different things and see what works best. You can also adjust the delivery type, but we suggest leaving it as standard or you can burn through your budget very quickly. If you plan on adding more ad sets to the campaign, you can name your ad set here. We'll be calling ours Training Clicks UK, US, Canada, in case we decide to add another advert targeting a different country later on. Once you are happy with your targeting, you can continue to the ad format and creative. Here you can add a single video or image for your advert. You can include 5 images in one post and create a carousel effect that you may have seen on the platform before. We're just going to upload a single image. Select the creative you wish to upload. The creative sizes for each ad type do vary, but they often will require an image at least 1600 by 628 pixels. Facebook will handle the majority of file types, but tends to present .png better than .jpeg. Make sure your advert image doesn't contain too much text, or this will reduce its reach on the platform. If you have multiple ad accounts and pages, make sure you select the correct one that you wish the advert to come from in this drop-down box. You can also select the Instagram account here if you've got one linked to your Facebook page and have selected the Instagram ad placement previously. If you haven't got an account linked, you can do that from this screen. You can then move on and add the link you wish to promote. We've chosen the URL for our affiliate marketing training courses. Next, it's time to add your headline text. Make sure it's eye-catching and tells the viewer exactly what they will be getting after they click. Make sure you're trying to provide value up front. You can then add the text to your advert that will draw people in. On the right-hand side, you'll be able to see how each advert placement you have chosen will display when the advert is live. You can adjust the length of the text and headline to be more visually pleasing if you so wish. Don't forget to customize your call to action button. It's important to make sure it's relevant to what you're offering. Here, we've chosen Sign Up. You can also add a newsfeed link description to give your audience a little more information about the link that they're about to click on. If you're using a tracking link, which we would recommend for monitoring advert performance, you can change the way the link displays in this box. Once you are happy with the way your adverts are displaying in all the placements you've chosen, you can place your order. Your advert will then go into an approval stage. This is normally an automated process performed by Facebook, but if you're a brand new advertising account, they are more likely to check your adverts and landing pages manually. That's why it's important to remember to check Facebook's advertising policies and check them regularly as they often change. You can find them by visiting www.facebook.com/policies/ads. Your advert will then be available to view in your Ads Manager window, where you can monitor the results as the campaign progresses. You can monitor performance in the standard window, but also adjust the analytics you see by using this drop-down menu. You can then use the data to gather and edit your adverts on an individual basis to reduce costs and improve performance. To edit and add or ad sets, simply click on the campaign in the Ads table. You can then add additional ad sets to your campaign by clicking on the Add Ad Set button here. This will take you back to the targeting screen, where you can build another custom ad set in order to test effectiveness with different audiences or creatives. Simply repeat all the steps, making any changes that you desire to the new ad set. Please be aware that these ad sets operate on an individual budget, so your spending will increase with every custom ad set that you include. If you don't want to up your ad spend, but still want to test ad text variations or creatives, you can do so by returning to the Ads Manager page. Click on the campaign, then the ad set you want to add the variation to, and click the plus Create Advert button. You will then be reminded of the campaign and ad set settings that you are currently running. Click Continue. You can then add another advert variation by repeating the creative steps you took for the first advert. This is very useful to test the way audiences respond to different wordings or imagery. Once you are happy with the new ad variations, they will appear in the ad set in which you created them. To view them, simply return to the Ad Manager screen, click through the campaign in the table, and view all the active ad sets and variations. You can turn them off at any time by selecting or deselecting with the button next to each campaign, ad set, and ad variation. Next, we'll look at custom audiences in the Facebook pixel. Each advert account has its own unique code that you can place on your website in order to monitor visitors. This pixel allows you to build custom audiences based on their behavior when they visited your website. You can then retarget adverts right to this audience. To install your ad account's unique Facebook pixel, simply click on the drop-down in the top left-hand corner, select All Tools, and select Pixels under the Assets heading. You will then be prompted to create your unique Facebook pixel code and will be given instructions on how to install this on your site. If you don't know how to do this, you can email it to someone who does. Once you've installed the Facebook pixel on your site, you can check it is working by viewing it in this box on the right-hand side of the page. Once active, this button will go green and it will say active as long as it's been installed correctly. It will then start gathering data about your web page visitors. Once your pixel is active, you can then start building custom audiences based on visitor behavior. To build your first custom audience, remain on the pixel screen and click the Create Audience button in the top left-hand corner above the graph. When the pop-up appears, you can then build custom audiences for anyone who visits your website, people who visit specific pages, people who visit pages but not others, and people who haven't visited your page in a certain amount of time, or even a custom combination. You can also set the number of days for which you wish to collect this information. For example, 180 days will give you approximately 6 months of visitors. You can then name your audience and add a description if you wish. Then click Create. Facebook will allow you to make almost unlimited custom audiences, so we suggest you experiment with combinations depending on your ad set, goals, offers, and the response you've received previously. Please be aware that it can take some time for a custom audience to populate. You can check the status of your audiences by clicking in the top left-hand corner again. Go to All Tools and select Audiences under the Assets column. Your custom audiences will appear in a table similar to which your adverts appear in Ad Manager. You can see their availability clearly and will show green when they are ready to use. Because ours hasn't had a chance to populate, this audience is not quite ready yet. To make an advert that is targeted to your custom audience, begin the campaign construction process again from the beginning by returning to the Ads Manager main page. This time, instead of using the detailed targeting box like we did at the start, use the custom audience box. Simply click in the box and select the custom audience you wish to target from the drop-down menu. Because our audience is not yet populated and ready to use, we cannot select this option. But once you've given it some time to populate, all your options will display in this drop-down box. You can also further detail your targeting by excluding custom audiences, such as people who have recently bought your product. One of the great things about paid Facebook advertising is the ease in which you can set up adverts. The basic steps remain the same between the ad types, and all that differs are the goals and the variables that you set. Thanks for watching our guide to Facebook advertising. Hopefully you're now more familiar with the platform and will start experimenting with different ad types. The important thing to remember when it comes to Facebook advertising is to experiment and always try new things. You'll soon find a combination of ad types and targeting that works for you and your budget. Happy advertising.